Hello, I'm Giles Darling, and I write novels, plays and non-fiction books. In this video, I continue to show an example of how to create dozens of story ideas from a what-if moment. This follows the process outlined in my How to Create Story Ideas videos, which I include a link to below. In my previous videos, I asked and answered some open-ended questions. The next step is to come up with some brief story ideas by combining these answers in different combinations. To help me do this, I start by writing the answers in lists and placing them side by side. You might wish to pause this video to see these lists more clearly. Ideally, each story idea contains a trigger event, also known as an inciting incident, an initial attempt to resolve the event, and maybe some unexpected consequences, often in the form of questions. Different potential answers offer the possibility of even more story ideas. Here are some examples based on my list of answers. Story idea number 1. A wealthy landowner in the 1700s decides to gift lump sums to all the tenants on his estate. This could be an act of altruism, or to improve worker morale and thus increase productivity. While most of the tenants save or invest the money wisely, one of them loses it all via gambling or drinking. This reckless tenant becomes jealous of the others and decides to murder them and steal their money. How does the landowner react? How do worker morale and productivity suffer? Story idea number 2. A group of families in a neighbourhood are eligible to take part in a UBI trial. However, the money has to be paid into a bank account. It's not available as cash. One family cannot open a bank account because of the criminal history of the parents, so they don't take part in the trial. They have to scrimp and save as they watch all their neighbours spending lots of money. How does the family react? Do they remain together or break apart? Story idea number 3. A dictator of a bankrupt country decides to implement UBI as a reaction to out-of-control inflation. Each citizen is paid with vouchers that can only be spent in government-approved shops. But the value of the vouchers is set too high, so citizens no longer feel the need to work. Initially, the shops prosper as people go on a spending spree, but soon the shelves become bare and people go hungry. Is there an uprising? Can the dictator quell a revolution? Story idea number 4. 2 council employees are excited that their district has been selected to trial a new UBI scheme. These 2 employees also happen to be engaged to each other. As they visit homes to sign up eligible recipients, they come across someone who is an ex-partner of one of our couple. As the story progresses, the ex-partner comes between the 2 employees and a love triangle forms. Is the engagement under threat? Who ends up with whom? Story idea number 5. Explorers in the 1800s come across a tribe where everyone shares resources equally, an early type of UBI, perhaps. One of the explorers falls in love with this simple life. Maybe they have money issues back at home. They decide to stay behind and live with the tribe when the rest of the expedition depart. However, our hero is lazy and expects the tribespeople to wait on him and look after him. Do the tribespeople get fed up with him, kill our hero and eat him? Story idea number 6. Aliens visit Earth on a fact-finding mission. They wear disguises to blend in and take notes about their surroundings. They then return home to report. They reveal that on Earth, workers are paid different salaries for different jobs. This is unlike on their own alien planet, where a form of UBI means everyone is paid the same each month, whether in work or not. Harder working aliens hear about this, demand higher salaries, and threaten to strike unless UBI is scrapped. Are they successful? Story idea number 7. In the not too distant future, robots and AI have developed so much that humans no longer need to work. Instead, everyone receives the same monthly income to spend on leisure and hobbies. Everyone seems happy, but deep down, some people feel that life no longer has any meaning. They want to earn their monthly income so that their life regains some purpose. They rebel, but how does the ruling class react? Are the rulers actually robots and AI? Are humans no longer in charge, no longer in control? Story idea number 8. UBI is rolled out, maybe after a change in the governing party. The poorest and those out of work receive it first, but middle-earning workers watch in horror as their taxes rise to pay for UBI and the poorest become wealthier than them. This prompts workers to come up with schemes to become eligible themselves for UBI, including giving up work and spending all their savings in inventive ways. How does the government react? What laws do they change? Story idea number 9. An employee works in an office where car parking spaces, of which there are only a few, are allocated by the boss to friends and favourites. So our hero, sadly not among the lucky few, has to park their car in a neighbouring suburb where residents repeatedly leave passive-aggressive messages on its windscreen. Eventually, our hero demands that parking spaces are allocated more fairly, maybe via a rota. Are the other workers supportive? Does our hero get their wish? Story idea number 10. 2 wealthy parents with 2 children dote on their older child but leave the younger child to their own devices. The younger child accepts this situation because both children receive the same monthly allowance, and our hero is able to buy the best clothes and drive the coolest car. One day, however, something happens and our hero needs their parents' attention. Maybe they were carjacked. Our hero demands that the parents love their 2 children equally. Is our hero successful? Story idea number 11. In an alternative present-day reality, all workers in a factory receive the same wage. But instead of everyone experiencing 24 hours each day, those who work harder experience a longer day so that they can enjoy life more. Something happens and the story ends with everyone experiencing time equally, 24 hours each day for everyone. What are the consequences? Do the harder workers decide not to work so hard? Does the factory remain profitable? Story idea number 12. In a different alternative reality, workers carrying out heavy lifting manual labour all receive the same wage. However, for some, gravity has less impact on them, so they are able to lift and carry more, and therefore further reduce how gravity affects them. But for others, gravity has a greater impact, so they carry less and the impact of gravity gets worse. They are caught in a vicious cycle that they cannot escape. Do they gang together, rise up and overthrow the system? There are many more potential story ideas. Can you think of any? Can you also spot if any of the story ideas discussed in this video overlap with the plots of existing novels, films or movies? If so, why not leave your suggestions in this video's comments? Thank you for watching this video. Please feel free to use any of these story ideas for your own novels, plays, screenplays or TV scripts. To see me create more story ideas by swapping story components among other methods, please watch my final follow-up video. Please also check out the rest of my YouTube channel, especially where I discuss the various books that I've written. I hope my channel encourages you to buy my books and to read them if you haven't already done so. Finally, please feel free to leave comments below and to like and subscribe this video and my YouTube channel. See you later.